We're going to be showing you guys today our AI bot guru to help real estate agents get unstuck and not spend thousands of dollars for coaching. So with that said, I wanted to share with you guys something real funny. So we're actually putting this sign up. You won't believe this. We're putting two signs, right? Look what they say. Please take off your shoes and no pets in the house. And the reason why, obviously our client wants to keep the house clean, but no pets in the house. You see those signs, you see things, and sometimes you think like, man, I never thought that I would have to tell someone not to bring their pet in the house when the pet's full of mud, all those things. But man, I just every day is something new in this industry. I love it. So, hey, real estate agents, the market is heating up. 75% of real estate agents did 0 deals last year, big goose egg. But we're already starting to see, April was a pullback month, but we're starting to see some things heat back up in the marketplace. I got a business partner in New York, Brooklyn, Louis, and he said that he put in 2 different offers, and both those offers had 5 offers. So I believe across the country, we're going to have a ripple effect coming into summer and into late spring, and it's going to be a big year in real estate. I do think rates will come down a little bit, but if you're a buyer and you really think that rates are going to come back down to that 2-3%, just get that out of your head. It's not going to happen. All right, that was a black swan event. And I just don't think that's going to happen. But what I do think is there is major opportunity right now to negotiating pricing, right? With all the inventory that's on the market right now, as a buyer, you can come in and negotiate quite a bit. And so take advantage of that as a buyer. Like, you're the one with the cash, you're the one with the pre-approval. There's a lot of inventory. There's a lot of people who are scared to make moves because they took a big drop with what happened in the stock market. But before we jump into all that, and before I show you this bot AI guru, what I wanted to show you is I asked a buyer what their budget was. They said, "Well, I've got good vibes and a dream." I said, "Okay, cool. So we're looking at a cardboard box or maybe like a treehouse." All right, realtors. Um, Let me see. This one's kind of funny. Realtors don't get ghosted; they get haunted from that buyer 6 months ago, still texting you saying, "Hey, just wondering, did the market crash yet?" No, I don't think so. So in our market, our numbers are still going up as far as pricing. Pricing is up over 10% year over year. That's crazy. Okay, just even with all the inventory. So real estate is the only job where you unlock a door and instantly you become a marriage counselor, a therapist, a contractor, and a part-time doing deliverance. And you still get asked, why is the commission so high? So speaking of commissions being so high, we've had 2 buyers recently tell us, "Hey, we're not paying. We don't want to sign the buyer's agreement. We just want to be kind of independent." Da, da, da. I've had calls. I had a call with one yesterday, and I'm going to share with the agents right now how to essentially get your buyer's agreements signed, right? And here's how we're structuring it, right? So we're structuring it. I'm going in and telling the buyer like, "Hey, we're gonna work for 3%, but we're gonna negotiate that into the deal. And if we don't negotiate it, then we don't get paid, right?" And that's in a clause, separate clause. If you want that clause, just DM me clause and I'll send it to you. But it's basically a clause that says, "Hey, if we don't do our job and we don't negotiate our commission into the deal and get paid by the seller, then we're not going to get paid." And I'm okay with that because we're good at negotiating. And also it's creating good faith, right? It's adding value before you expect to get paid, right? That's the idea. That's what buyers want. That's what any buyer wants, right? You just want to make sure they just want to make sure they're being taken care of and value is being added before they feel like they're obligated to pay something. And so if you go in with good faith and you operate at a high level of integrity and you truly help your agent or truly help your buyers, then you're going to have no problem having the buyer pay a little bit, having the seller pay a little bit, and maybe even making more if you do it, if you structure it right. And so it's just a matter of structuring it right, of course, in the contract, but also just adding as much value to your buyers as possible. That's the name of the game. So I wanted to show you guys and it may be a little bit harder to show on. Let me see if I can do this. Well, I'll get it going first, okay? But the 8 stages of real estate, right? There's a lot of real estate agents who get stuck in different parts of the business. You may feel like you're on a roller coaster of, "Yeah, I have business. No, I don't." You may feel like you're slowly sinking. You may feel like you're on this, what's the right word? You're in the whitewater rapids of the business. You have so much deal flow, and you're not really sure of just how to do of how, right? You're like, I have so much business, I don't even know how to keep my head on straight. You're, instead of working 40 hours a week, you're working 80 hours a week. Okay. So this, a lot of people have paid a lot of money for coaching, and I built a bot to be able to save agents from having to pay that much and get the same answers. So let me share my screen here. And we do coach agents. So, but here's the thing, like, you just got to add as much value out there as possible. So I'm going to share my screen on how um, to get unstuck as a real estate agent, and just using a little bit of chat GPT. This is not just your normal chat GPT. This is a pre-prompted GPT that can actually help you get unstuck as a real estate agent. And so here's what I got for you. So let's just say, hey, I am making 150K a year, and I want to double my business and work less. What do I do? Okay, so it's just like a coach, right? Hey, this is where I'm at, and you got to be real with where you're at. If you're not being real with where you're at, then you can't be real with where you're going to actually go. Okay, so real with where you're at. All right. And now you have to figure out, what are your next 5 moves, right? And so your 5 power moves, audit the time and energy, right? Great book is Buy Back Your Time. If you haven't read it, you need to. Where are you being bottlenecked? Track everything you do for 3 days. We're in the middle of that process right now. We're on day 12. And we're tracking every activity that I do for the next 15, 20 days, because I want to know, like, what am I doing that is a waste of my time? What am I doing that isn't a high leverage activity, isn't an increasing profit activity, and how do I delegate and empower other people to do that for me? So we actually have AI agents, VAs, that will do a lot of our business for us, which is great. So identify low leverage activities, paperwork, scheduling, all of those things, delegating anything under $100 an hour. Okay. I have a great formula to figure out what your cost as a real estate agent, like, what is your hourly wage, like, what should it be? And it's basic. If I remember it right, I'm going to butcher it, so I'm going to say that for another time, but I think it's how much you make divided by 2,000 hours. That should be what you make an hour. Okay. So hiring strategic leverage, you likely need a listing manager or a transaction coordinator. One of the first hires I had in the real estate business, I had only done 2 deals, and I hired a transaction coordinator because my best time was not pushing paperwork back and forth. My time was best used in the presence of the client, right? That's where my time was best spent, and that's where your time best spent. If you're just being honest, you may be really good at pushing paperwork back and forth. You may be really good at understanding contracts and all those things, but if you don't have a transaction coordinator, you're missing the boat. You can just negotiate with your transaction coordinator. They don't get paid until the deal gets done, right? So goal, you need to focus on high leverage actions, getting listings, building relationships, leading, install simple scalable systems. Most people have a CRM, buyer and seller onboarding templates, weekly KPI dashboards for leads, convos, appointments, contracts, closings. So we have a whole 1-page sheet that tracks everything that we believe is going to increase our business, and we keep track of it. What you measure increases. If you don't measure it, it's not going to get increased. So you need to actually if you want that sheet, I'll send it to you. Just DM me 1 page and I'll send it to you right now. But I'll send you our 1-pager and what we track and how we track it. Also build scalable lead gen flywheel, right? So focusing on 80% of seller attraction. That's your multiplier, right? Listings, for every listing you get, you should get 2 to 3 buyers, right? So that's why you focus on listings, because you're going to attract buyers. It's the law of attraction, okay? Because if you're just trying to fish for buyers without any bait, then you're going to miss. But if you have bait, if you have listings, then you're going to be able to fish with that fish. You're just going to be able to fish, and you're going to catch the right fish. So pick one scalable channel, whether it's YouTube, Google pay-per-click, community events, referrals, right? Pick one. Most real estate agents say, my business is built on referrals. I'm like, how many referral systems do you have? They say, well, people just refer me business. I said, that's not a system. A system is, I'm going to give you this one for free. I gave it away yesterday, but it's a great system. It's you have an advisory board, of the top 4 to 6 affluent people in the community, whether they're part of city council or on a board somewhere, or they're part of a country club, social, active, affluent people. You meet with them once a quarter, you share with them your numbers, you share with them their goals, you get feedback from a different industry, which will give you different ideas for marketing and how to impact your market. From there, they will feel obligated to refer you because they're on your board. Okay, that's what you need to do. You just need to say, hey, what that's a system. Okay, that's a referral system. Okay, we use YouTube. YouTube is the biggest search engine next to Google. If you want to convert leads at a higher rate, you will use YouTube. People consume video 60,000 times faster than anything else. Why do you think I'm going live right now? Why, right? It's because video is consumed more than anything else out there, and it's evergreen. It's a tool. As soon as I'm done with this is still out there. This is being played when I'm hanging out, doing my daughter's dance recital this weekend, doing whatever we're doing, and I'm not having to worry about business because it's playing for me. It's working for me. When I'm on vacation, when I'm sleeping, I have YouTube videos that are playing, okay? Hundreds of hours every single week of being consumed, okay? Adding value to the marketplace. And then set a weekly lead gen CEO. So power hour to optimize lead flow and conversations, okay? We call these, we stack these. This is 90 minutes of very intentional focused work. And the reason why we do that is because it takes about 20, 30 minutes to get into flow. And if you're not doing something for 20, 30 minutes, and you have zero distractions, meaning you're closing the windows on your computer, you're locking the door, you're hyper focused on one thing, and then you can build momentum into that one thing. But if you're not building momentum into that one thing, you're just kind of wandering, and every distraction takes you 23 minutes to get refocused. Okay, so you got to stay hyper focused. We call it blitz. It's a blitz. We stack them. They're 45 minutes, take a 5-minute break, 45 minutes. That is for a high leverage power hour, optimizing lead flow and conversion conversations with your clients. So work less by creating your leadership bench. Start weekly team huddles. We have a huddle every single morning at 8:15 with our team out of New York, our team out of Phoenix, and then our local team with our teammates, right? It's like a football huddle. You huddle up, you get the play, and then you exit, right? It's 15 minutes. It's fast, but it's accountability, rhythm of accountability method, okay? Identify your future sales managers and OPS lead, begin documenting your systems. And if you're just joining us right now, I have a bot that I'm giving away that will help real estate agents scale their business, really any business, but focus on real estate agents to scale their business and not have to pay thousands of dollars for coaching, right? It's an AI bot, ChatGPT, pre-prompted. All you got to do is say, hey, this is where I'm at, being realistic with where you're at and where you want to go. And you say, hey, I'm making 150K a year. I want to double my business and make 300. How do I do that? What do I do? Boom. And it's going to tell you exactly what to do step by step. Okay. Quick wins this month: Delegate transaction coordinators, automate lead flow up with your CRM. Automation and AI are two most powerful things that you could be using. And if you're not using it, I'm not going to say you're going to be replaced by AI, but you're going to be replaced by people using AI. I sat with a guy who does big car dealer or big car shots, and I was like, man, I want, what do you? And I was like, you should sell your business. He's like, I don't think I can. He's like, in the next 2 years, everything's going to be AI. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, if I wanted to today, I could go make $2 million doing just video editing and video AI prompting, getting really good at prompts. And that's how fast things are happening, right? There's a reason why the Trump administration dropped 500 billion with a B into building these data centers, okay? It's a race to the top. And it's the name of the game, okay? So if you're not using AI in your business, you will be replaced not by AI, but replaced by the people using it. Automate your leads for follow-up and CRM systems, book buyer agents for part-time support, right? So you need your best time is probably getting listings. That's where your time is best spent. So you need to figure out how to get a buyer's agent or how to get multiple buyer's agents and put those people in motion, okay? And your probably biggest bottleneck is leads, so you need to figure out how to have a top of funnel. Is it a new construction lead funnel? Is it what is it? Like, You just need something. Okay. If you're not fishing with the right bait, you're not going to catch anything. And then time block 15 hours a week only for high leverage activities, listings, team building, and lead gen review. Okay. That's the quick wins from this month. If you want this bot, just DM me bot and I'll send it to you. And you can tell exactly where you are, and it's going to tell you how to get unstuck and what you need to do and how to do it. So the next thing it says, hey, do you want me to stabilize or give you a blueprint, stage 3 of stabilizing your business, and give you free training links from other companies out there. Okay. So, hey, here's the thing. Have an amazing weekend. Have a blessed weekend, and make it the best day yet. You guys are all amazing, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.